I'm starting the construction on a Seymour Secretary bookcase. It's quite a large piece here. I've shown two views, the closed version and then the opened version with the writing surface hinged down and some drawers open, and the tambour doors are open in this view here. There are 5 independent structures. There's this lower case, then the tambour section, and the bookcase, and then up here is the crest rail assembly, and that's also a separate independent structure. Now I've decided that I would start with the tambour section, and that section has 2 major pieces, the outer box and then the inner box. The inner box has all of these details, the pigeonholes and small drawers, and that has its own inner box. And then there's the outer box that has the tambour doors, and that's what I'm starting on now, the outer box. Here's a picture of the outer box. The inner box just slides in from the back and has all the pigeonholes and drawers, but this outer section has these tambour doors that run in grooves in the top and the bottom. So I've started with the top and the bottom piece. Here's one of those. That's the bottom piece, and I've started to make the grooves. I did the straight grooves on the router table. These are 5/16 with 1/4 inch deep grooves, and those grooves have to line up perfectly between the bottom and the top. So I've made those 2 planks exactly the same size, although eventually I have to change one of the sizes, or actually both of them, trim to their actual sizes. But I wanted them to be equivalent when I started to mark out and route out these grooves. Here are the outer box top and the bottom shown here. And so you can see the straight portions that I've got. Now I'm working on the corners to route out these corners by hand. They're marked out. I used a tool that I use for banding and stringing to help make these radiuses, and I also had a template, full-size template, that I put on here to show where these pieces are, these corners are. So now I'm ready to take out this waste here, and several tools here that I use. First of all, a straight chisel, and I'm going to take a little piece out of there and a little piece out of there, little wedge. I'm trying to get a shoulder of the boundary, take a little piece out of that. Now I can come down with the chisel to create a deeper shoulder. and a gouge, carving gouge. This is a number 3. And it seems to fit this curve quite well. I just use it for both the inside and the outside. And when I use it on the outside curve, I have to bevel it. Since I have the bevel, I want the wall to be vertical, so I have to show this at an angle to compensate for that bevel. Maybe one more. Okay. That gives me a little bit of a boundary there. Now I can take out some material. Using a 1/4 inch chisel here rather than the 5/16, just to be a little bit safer. And now I'll use the 5/16 chisel, and like I'm doing a mortise, just chop down . And I'll go back to the 1/4 inch chisel and see if I can knock out another layer here. And I think I can get some more out of this area. And then go right back to deepening the side walls here. The tambour is a 1/4 inch wide or thick. Each tambour slat is a 1/4 inch thick, and this is a 5/16 wide groove, so there is a little bit of a slop in there. Okay. Now I'm probably a 1/16, a little bit more than a 1/16 off. But I need to continue deepening the sidewall cuts. Yeah. Well, I'm going to just not go too hard here because I don't have that much to go. And I want to have a smooth face without a bunch of chop marks in it. So I'll lightly hit that, and then maybe I can switch to the router here. This has a 1/4 inch blade in it, and the depth is set to the same depth as the groove in the straight sections here. It seems to make the turn here. Getting close, so maybe just another go on them. Well, that's just too much of a push there. I'm going to have to ease that a little bit. It's close, but I need to make sure I've got this border down. Right here. Okay. Let's see if this straight area, that's good. Yeah, let's see if I can finalize this. Yeah. That's it. One more corner to go.